Sorry. I didn't write that song, but man, that should be on iTunes. I'm down with it. I never thought I'd be banging out to some kazoo. But hopefully you guys can hear me because I have a little bit of a different setup this time. Z Boomer, so high. Oh, really? Interesting. I have this mic that is going through, and gain's too high. Okay, I'll drop it down. Hey. Hopefully you can hear me. I can back it up a little bit, but yeah. See, look at when somebody says gain too high, though. I know they know what they're talking about because I would never. I'm not a gain person. I would just be like, yo, sounds like crap. And then I'd be like, that person doesn't know anything. But then I hear gain too high and I'm like, I need to refine things. And by the way, I did not refine anything. I just put the volume down a little bit because I have no idea how to adjust gain. So thank you. Anyways, how's everybody doing? It is tea time, literal tea time. I have tea. Look at this. I got my amok Hocus Pocus with my, it looks like a giant diaper pin in it. It's not a giant diaper pin. This is real deal tea. That's the real deal. That's the good stuff. It's gain this volume so you're good. There we learning stuff now. That's tea. That is Darjeeling tea, by the way. Darjeeling tea. Disney Springs has a tea store, and I got suckered in. I mean, boy, they suckered me in because I went in, and they go, "Yeah, you can, try some of our tea." And I was like, "Tea, cool. Oh, hey, Leslie. Hey, I miss you, Leslie. Leslie was a girl I went to school with. Good to see you." But I went into Disney Springs and I was literally like I walked in, they go, "You like some blueberry black tea?" And I said, "Done." I was like, "Absolutely, I would like that." And they made it for me and it was amazing. And I was like, I have to have this. And next time I went back, I went straight for it. I was like, "Blueberry black, please." And they're like, "Yeah, we have it here. Here's your blueberry black tea." And they go, "Would you like a bag of it?" And I was like, a bag of tea? And they're like, "Well, to make it home." And I was like, "I don't know what I'm doing." And they sold me on this little gizmo here to scoop up my tea and put it in. And I went and I bought a brand new teapot and I bought brand new teacups, and I'm refined now. And I've created, and now I have Darjeeling tea. I have decided to make my way over to India. I have creme brulee tea. I'm trying all these different teas. Yeah, I will be back at Laugh Boston for sure, Leslie. Authentic. How do you afford authentic Disney? I'm a Floridian, so we get a Disney annual pass, which actually is really not expensive if you're a Floridian. It's a monthly thing. And then you get a discount, huge discount going to all the Disney places. So you guys pay full price. We get like sometimes up to 30% off of stuff, which is awesome. So, but yeah, I like Disney. I splurge on Disney. Can I, I don't know why my voice is calming to you. Do you want me to get one of should I be like on the calming app? I'd do my little calming scenario. I'd be like, we're having some tea tonight. And I hope that you're all cuddled up in bed. It's a nice warm night. The stars are glistening. Your heart, the beat, pitter patter. Pitter patter. Okay, anyways, I'm done. I'll put some of you to sleep. I don't want to do that. Yeah, the Disney tea store is legit, and it does help me soothe my nerves, but I'm getting too into it because now I'm like tea everything. I'm like, ooh, let's have some pizza. And I'm like, you know what goes well with pizza? Tea. It doesn't go well with it at all. I just go ahead and do it anyways. So yeah, it's crazy. I have a question though. Yeah, I got a little upgraded of a setup. This is my actual studio. I have a big announcement too, by the way, at the end that I'm going to do something a little different. I'll tell you about in just a minute. By the way, you can see dates down at the bottom. April 10th, that's tomorrow. I'm be in Miami at Umbrella. Also, Sarasota, April 16th and 17th. That's an outdoors show in a beautiful downtown Sarasota. If you're COVID skeptical, that's the place. And then Wisconsin, Hillsdale, Cornego, and Peshtigo. I will be there. I think that's a Beach Boys song. And then Richmond, Virginia, I'm going to be at the Sandman Comedy Club, New Sandman Comedy Club. I don't have an electric kettle, but I do have the legit, like, put it on the burner kettle, which is neat. So here's the deal. I was wondering, you ever wonder? So as some of you know, I comment on the Zillow Gone Wild Facebook page all the time. I'm obsessed with looking at other people's houses. And I keep commenting, and I try to make jokes. Am I doing something different over here? It's a little shorter. I got rid of the grays when I shortened it, but that's a bit about it. I'm wearing a hat. I try not to wear hats too often. I have hair. Why? But I don't know. Anyways, what I'm getting at is I was on Zillow Gone Wild. Love it. Love looking inside other people's houses. Love seeing the crazy. But then also I see the crazy in terms of the pricing. And those houses, like they had a 900 square foot home in Southern California for $500,000. But the thing is, I looked at it on a map. It's not in the best of areas, but there's like tons of other houses around it for like millions of dollars that are the same square footage. Ever wonder, like I always wonder this, it's like the mattress store conundrum. Like the mattress store conundrum, you go, who buys mattresses? There's never anybody there. It has to be a front for illegal stuff. I also wonder, how do people have so much money? And I get that we're all teachers and like we kind of understand that we don't have money, but like how does everybody else have so much money? How do I live in Orlando and I drive down like Dr. Phillips in the Bay Hill area, and there's subdivision after subdivision after subdivision of $5 million homes. And there's hundreds of them, thousands of them, thousands of 5 millionaires that live in this area and just this one town. And you go to every town and there's $1 million homes there. And there's thousands of them and thousands. Sorry, I hit the mic. That might have hurt your ears. But I sit there and I'm like, what is going on? I always wonder, where do these people work? Because there's not like that many there's not that many doctors. There's not that many accountants or lawyers. And I don't know like a whole lot of jobs that pay enough to own a $5 million home. I don't know, man. I always look at that and I always wonder, like, how do all these people have so much money? How is there so much money? I just don't understand where it all comes from. I always want to know, what do they do? I want to go into a neighborhood and just knock on doors and be like, who do you work for? Who does number 2 work for? And if you didn't get that reference, we can't be friends. But I just always am like, legit, where does the money come from? Because I want that. I want that. But yeah, rental properties, also rental. So I'm looking like at places to rent right now. And I was looking like some of these areas, there's homes for rent for like $15,000 a month. Like if you have $15,000 a month, why are you renting a home? I mean, it's literally like 1 month's rent is the down payment on a decent house. Like, what are you doing? I always wonder, and I don't know, like it seems to me like such a waste of money, but I don't know. Why is there a pipe? It's the air conditioning vent. I'm literally in like an old detective agency. This building was built in the 1920s, something like that. So yeah, it's maybe generational wealth, maybe, I don't know. I just always am like, what the heck is you should have got the reference. It was from Austin Powers. Sorry. Also, by the way, side note, now's the time to book your teacher Zoom comedy shows. Look at this. I'm gonna be real. If you want an end of the year show, message teacher Zoom show. Hold on, let me put it up. If you want an end of the year show and you're considering it, you're on the fence, whatever. I've been doing a lot of these and they love them. It's endless laughter, beginning to end. And I'll tell you right now, this is my May, because every yellow is a teacher Zoom show, by the way. That's my May, because it's end of the year. So if you want a teacher Zoom show, and this can be PD too, because a lot of people are skeptical. But my PD is not boring. It's fun. It's actually something you can use in your classroom right now. So anyways, if you want one of those, teacher Zoom show at gmail.com. Anyways, how's everybody doing tonight? I got some more tea that I'm going to spill. The mic that we used in our classroom, so we had a system where they hung speakers up in the ceiling. And by the way, these speakers that they hung in the ceiling, they hung them like 20 years ago, and they don't replace any of them. So one works. They give you this lanyard with a little mic. By the way, the mic needs recharged every class period now, because who would have thought that a 20-year-old battery just doesn't work anymore? And you hang it around your neck and it picks up everything. And then you're supposed to like plug in stuff to the side of it. Like if you want to play something over the speaker, you plug it in the side. Never works. We have a receiver in the back that has VHS option on it, just so you're aware. So, teachers, that's kind of what we deal with is, I'll tell you right now, if you ever want to show a VHS in class, there is no shortage of abilities. But DVDs, nope, it'll skip every time. Brand new DVD right out of the box. Put it in. Flip, 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 flip. Oh, fun. Yay. Unbelievable. So, yeah, school speakers, never good. And the funny thing is, I'm not going to lie, is we go, why are the school speakers always so broke? And then we come in the week before students get there, and there's teachers literally like, I'm on a highway to hell, and they're like playing it on the speakers and like blasting them out. And I'm like, that's why we can't have nice things. This is it. You ruined it for everybody. It doesn't make any sense, but this entire school year has been a farce. And this is the thing in Florida. I don't know if you teachers saw this, but hopefully they don't do this to you. In Florida, we have decided that we will go through with state testing. The state testing scores will not impact whether or not a student graduates. In fact, they really will have no tell on anything at all. No consequences, no advantages to doing well on them. The only thing that they count for is teacher evaluations. I'll repeat that. The only thing that the student tests are going to count for this year that did not get impacted at all is teacher evaluations, which, by the way, the thing that was impacted the most in the entire school system was teachers and how they teach. You gave them a brand new system on how to teach. It was hybrid. It wasn't hybrid. We were told up until a week before school started that it was going to be up to us what we wanted to do, in school or in person, up to a week before. And then they go, oh no, we're deciding, and we're going to do this thing called hybrid, which at the time nobody knew what the heck it was. Then nobody knew how to prepare for it. Then they threw you in there. And then you have students that are leaving, students that are going, students are coming, students that are bouncing around class to class, unsure, students that are out 2 weeks, quarantined, entire classrooms that are out 2 weeks, teachers that are out 2 weeks quarantine, no acceptable subs to take their place to continue the learning curriculum. Instead, you split them into different classes, throw them into an auditorium. And then at the end of the year, you go, by the way, all the students' scores are going to count towards your evaluation on how well you jump through those flaming hoops. And since all of us are standing here covered in ash and on fire, it really makes no damn sense. We know how we jumped through the hoops. We know how the students fared because we know how we fared. And it makes no sense whatsoever to give, oh my gosh. Yeah, if every teacher does bad, we should be fine. That's right. And the funny thing is that they're using them for teacher evaluation scores in the state of Florida, which Florida is bleeding teachers and desperately in need of teachers right now anyways. So you're literally kicking the people that you need in the classroom while they're down, and offering no reprieve if they get a bad score. Whether they might have to switch schools, they might impact their bonuses. It might impact their ability to get hired in a different district. It's just none of it makes sense. It's just punishing teachers, which we've continued to do for some stupid reason. Why are we punishing teachers in the time where we need the teachers the most? And where the hell is Jill Biden? Sorry, I mean, where is she? What is she doing? This is the home stretch. This is the finale, and our director of the play is hiding behind a curtain, and we're out here trying to entertain the crowd. I mean, I don't know. I'm not political. I'm not going to be political. I'm not going to be political at all. But Jill Biden's a teacher. And I'm here for the teachers. And we see tweets, teachers. What are you doing? What are you doing for us right now? Because this is when we need you the most. We don't need you 2 years from now. We've got it figured out by then. That's the thing, is there's all these steps, and yeah, education funding is the problem. Education funding is the problem. I just want to know. I mean, and I have high hopes for Jill Biden. I really hope Jill does what she, and Joe step up and do the right thing. But this is now. I mean, I get that there's, we're past the 100-day mark. Let's zero in on some of those things that need done, and teachers are at the forefront. I appreciate the vaccination. Appreciates the money for the schools, but these schools aren't even appropriating the money correctly. That's what's killing me. Is the schools are not appropriating the money correctly. They're getting CARES Act money. They're getting money from the federal government, and they're stashing it away, or they're using it to pay off other bills or get analyzed. They need analysts every 5 minutes. How many damn analysts do you need to tell you what needs to be done? I've never understood that. For the podcast, by the way, for Crying in My Car podcast, we literally, I Google teacher stories all the time, and I cannot tell you how many districts hire for they hire for information. They hire these outside companies to evaluate things. I mean, just the other day we were reading an article about Arkansas. They hired an outside company to research why teachers are leaving. How about the simple fact that you probably paid $600,000 for an outside company to analyze why teachers are leaving is the reason why teachers are leaving. Do something better with the money. I don't know. I just I'm sorry. I got on a rant. This is the tea everybody was wanting. Yeah. So the problem is not as necessarily no educational funding. So I'll stop there and say this too. Education is underfunded, yes, but the funds that we have are not being utilized correctly. We have people that have never worked in a classroom, working in district offices, that continuously sign contracts and put money in the hands of private entities that serve no purpose to the actual goals of public education. They are misappropriating the funds. They're spending too much here and there. I mean, we have literally just dozens and dozens and dozens of people working in these main offices that I never hear the name of because they don't do anything. We had a guy that he got paid to send us the weather in an email because none of us have phones with weather alerts. Give me a break. I mean, I just sit here and I'm like, what are you doing? But they need to appropriate the money. The money's there. The money's always there. Teachers can get paid better. Students can be provided with more things. The thing is just not ran correctly. We give blank credit cards to people that don't know the situation in the classroom, and that instead pad their own stats. That's the thing I've always learned. Every time we have a new board of directors, school member, a superintendent, they're not building up the schools. They're building up their resume to move beyond the schools. It's never a final point for these people. It's a stepping stone into the politics that they see beyond the school board. Okay. So it's always a stepping stone. It's just, we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. I'm going to spend some money, make some friends, and, rack up some contracts, get one or two statistics on my side that I can throw on my resume. And then I'll move on to the next thing and leave the school behind me in shambles. It is a hocus pocus cup. Of course it's a hocus pocus. But, yeah. So anyways, I just don't understand. It's crazy. The priority in schools is unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. But the thing is that blows my mind is, if you walk through the hallways of a school and you go into the classroom, you immediately see where we need help. But those people never come around. I think in my entire 14 years of teaching, I saw 2 school board members. And if I saw them, it was outside my window as they passed my classroom. And I don't anticipate them visiting every single classroom. But I bet that one visit that I did see them was their visit for the week to any destination in their entire district. If they're not on the clock, why be there? If they don't have to be, why be there? That's just a weird mentality that I see. But yeah, textbooks are so old. I mean, it's crazy. When I can go into a classroom and teach in a classroom and see my signature in the book that I taught, then we got problems. But yeah, 10 textbooks. Yeah, underfunding of textbook. But you know what's funny, folks? About 3 miles from where I'm sitting right now, we have a textbook warehouse where they store the old textbooks because, we might need them one day. By the way, driven past it a million times, never seen a light on, never seen a car in the parking lot. How much are we paying for that? And it's just sitting there. Textbook warehouse. A textbook warehouse. By the way, textbooks never come from the warehouse. They're already in the school, or they come from another school where they're being held. There's no warehouse. The warehouse should have actual usable textbooks, new textbooks sitting in it. It never does. All it has is the old textbooks. We gather the old textbooks, they go to an old warehouse, and then your tax dollars pay to keep them in a shed for the next 40 years. It is crazy. Yeah, we have the internet too. Yeah, you have the internet. That's right. But we also have the internet with textbook companies that charge a ridiculous amount for their textbooks when it's, I don't know. But they added printables to it. Thank you, Nikki, for the stars. I appreciate it. If you've given me stars, by the way, I haven't been able to see, but I can sometimes see when people give me stars. So thank you on Facebook if you're giving me stars. Yeah, we should digitize the textbook. I don't know. Yeah, the textbooks were great for stabilizing a broken desk. You're absolutely right. I can't tell you how many times the textbook was. I don't know. Oh man, the textbooks are an interesting dynamic. We just need iPads for the kids, I suggest, anyways. But that's again, do I teach ASB? No. Yeah. Our district went back for the first time Monday. District-wide internet outage. That's fun. I know Texas was battling with their testing platform, and and they had 200,000 students that were unable to take the test. That's crazy. Obviously, I wonder how that could possibly. Oh yeah, you had 200,000 plus students trying to take the same test at the same time on the same servers. That's how. By the way, I've never seen an online testing go without a hitch. And it's always these testing companies that go, oh, our servers just got overloaded. Yeah, I don't know. If only there was some sort of way to tell how many students were going to take your test, like some sort of magical sheet with names on it that look like a roll of sorts that could have logins and stuff that could go, maybe we have 300,000 people taking the test. Maybe our servers can handle 150,000. You know what? Let's go with it. Let's see where this takes us. So, I don't know. Thank you, Stephanie, for the stars. I appreciate it. Craziness. So what I wanted to announce, I'm going to do this is so weird because some of you will understand what this is. Some of you won't, but I think that you'll actually really enjoy it. So there's been you guys remember Diddy's Making the Band? Remember that stuff? You remember you remember all the behind the scenes. It's always neat to see behind the scenes. So here's the thing. I want to work on a brand new hour of comedy. I want to put out a special. I have over an hour and a half, 2 hours almost of comedy now. I've recorded some of it. I did an album. I didn't really like the album. And then I did another album, and that got ruined, by the way, by a woman who was talking directly under the audience mic and our inability to separate the audience audio. It was all on one track. So there was nothing I could do. And I really want to put down a new hour of comedy and stand up form, like a Netflix special, but maybe self-publish it if Netflix doesn't pick it up, whatnot. So here's the thing. I am going to start up, I have Crying in My Car podcast for teachers, and I'm going to do a once a week podcast too, basically called Building the Hour. And it's basically me kind of detailing the writing process, going over jokes, talking about what I was analyzing that week and trying to put together this set. And some of you may care about it, some of you won't, but it's going to be interesting insight into the thought process of like building comedy and seeing what works and what doesn't. And it'll kind of include a recap of what worked that week and what didn't, because I've got shows pretty much every week up until the end of the year. I'm gonna start booking more shows and stuff too. And basically, I'll go on stage, do some of the new material that I talked about that week on the podcast, talk about how it went, talk about what it needs refining, building it, correcting it, making it better. And it's going to be like a little series of behind the scenes of what goes into writing the comedy, making it work. I'll include excerpts, like play little clips of me performing at the comedy club to show how it turns out. And then at the end of it, the culmination is going to be a full hour of comedy. So I think that'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be a cool insight into comedy and teaching too, because obviously teaching is going to be incorporated in that particular comedy set, but there's also going to be stuff about life, things. If you've ever watched my comedy, it's a little bit of everything, but I really want to build it. And there's a lot of comedians that are trying to, some comedians do like videos of the process and everything like that. Mine's going to be a little different. Mine's going to be not just like, hey, here's how I got famous. Here's doing a mic. Here's me doing this. It's going to be actually like how to build the actual joke, how to write the actual joke, what makes it funnier, how word selection, metaphors, similes, and just misdirection, timing. Did this work? Did this not work? What kind of people would laugh at this? So we'll see. We'll see how it all works, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hello, JFK 100. Hello, Kate. Corinna, hello, Trisha. How's everybody doing? You're my first dislike. Thanks, Grant. By the way, I did put out a video today on teachers eating out and together. Not that could have gone. That's not a good way to say that. Teachers eating at a restaurant. Let me say that. And it had 341 thumbs up on YouTube and one single thumbs down. I still have my nemesis. I don't know who it is. I don't know why they do this to me, but every single time I put out a video, I have one thumbs down every video, and they're still out there. And let me tell you right now that I have gotten my Google certificate of analytics. I'm continuously pursuing a career just to work my way into YouTube and get the security clearance to track down that particular IP address and find your house. And give you a thumbs down in person. I'm not going to hurt you or anything. I'm just going to knock on the door. You're going to open it, and I'll be like, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's for you. Just so you know how it feels. Single thumbs down. And then I'm going to walk away. But I don't know who it was. It's not the Angry Texan. He doesn't know how to use YouTube. That guy's so technologically illiterate. I literally typed the word the other day, and he's like, "You're quick." I'm like, "It's 3 letters, Greg. It's literally 3 letters. How is this so bad? I don't know." You guys are crazy. Also, because I'm doing this on the actual stream network, friends don't let friends reply all. New hollow stickers are in. Regular stickers are in. I have small stickers too. And the magnet, and also still have a few of the t-shirts, not a lot, but a few of the t-shirts. Only a few of the magnets too, because I only ordered 50. I think I have like 10 left. So yeah, thanks for discovering this today, Wolfie Cat. I have a lot of videos, 170 videos. And by the way, somebody asked me this today. I was doing one of the Zoom teacher shows, and somebody asked me today, they said, I just discovered you during the pandemic. The pandemic's treated you so well. And and I thought about it, and I didn't really think about it that way. But, I put out like 160 videos pre-pandemic. And like some of them would get like 100 views. And then the pandemic hit and everything started to get the views. And I was like, yay. And everybody's like, wow, you really helped us get through the pandemic. I'm like, yeah, I also helped you get through the financial crisis in 2008. I've been around for so long. Thanks for finally discovering me. But it's so funny. So many people just found out. Yeah, like Daniel just found out through the pandemic of my teacher videos. The good news is there's plenty there to binge watch. So yeah, I don't teach anymore. I don't teach anymore. I taught for 14 years. I quit to just do comedy full time. I love doing comedy full time, and couldn't do it without your support. Buying the merch, buying the teacher Zoom shows, coming to the shows, live shows for sure is awesome. I don't have a good knock joke. I'm going to tell you guys one thing though. This is a little different too. So it's kind of a weird discussion, but I listen to a lot of old timey radio. Old time radio, like to me, it really, really, really steered like societal's point of view early on in the 40s, 50s, because everybody was listening to the radio. And I listen and I listen and I listen. And there are some very common themes on the radio. First off, everything sounds incredibly racist on there. It's not, the jokes aren't racist. It's just the sounds. Like there's white people doing all of the voices, by the way. Every single voice on old time radio that's anybody of any ethnic origin or racial background, white person, trying to really poorly imitate that particular dialect. And then they treat women like crap. Like there's so many times where women are like, pay mind to your husband and you honor your husband. And I listened today to Bob Hope did an entire 10-minute bit about how terrible women drivers are and making fun of women, and even had a woman call him out during it about, why do you always make fun of women drivers? And he just doubled down on the jokes and made fun of women. But I will say this, it's such an interesting reflection on our society, because the main points are support the troops, America, America, America. Politicians are corrupt. Women are bad drivers, racial issues, and smoke. But if you listen to that every day on the radio growing up as a child, because it was literally on radio that families would listen to, it's going to be ingrained in your head. Like it was the earliest propaganda coming from the radio. And it's just an interesting reflection on our society as a whole, because literally you can listen to old timey radio I listen all day long, but if you listen for an hour, 2 hours, just 4 or 5 programs, you'll literally get why we deal with so many problems today. Because it's the mentality that they had in the early time of radio. But I don't know. I maybe that's just my own opinion, but I don't know. Thoughts on weed? Legalize it. Don't think it has any. I think it should be legalized for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it is men who get most of the tickets. Okay, so that's Corinne. I got a question for you, because you said men get most of the tickets and higher insurance. But is that not, because I could point out several of my female friends who have been pulled over and let off the hook many, many, many times, just batting their eyes, or I'm a woman and they're predominantly male police officers. And a lot of them, I'd be interested to know statistics of getting let off of a ticket, because I don't. A lot of my male friends have been pulled over 10 times and got 10 tickets. Some of my female friends have been pulled over 10 times and got 2 tickets. So I often wonder if there's a favoritism there but yeah, anyways, I wonder that, but maybe I'm wrong. It's illegal in Canada. Yeah, it's almost legal down here. Yes, Ellie, knock, knock. Yes. Who's there? Sorry. This is going to be just so you know, I'm fully prepared for this to be a completely inappropriate joke from Ellie. So we deserve more tickets and higher rates. Greg, you're married. We make stupid decisions. We deserve higher tickets and higher rates. You're married, Greg. Yeah, I love it. But I mean, it might be true. Never been let off. I don't know. But how many times have you been pulled over? Or maybe not even pulled over at all. You don't even know. Doris, you could have been driving and he could have said, I'm not going to pull over that female driver. And I don't know if that's a true thing. I got some police officer friends. Maybe I'll ask them if they play favorites. I just wonder. And again, not making any assumptions. I'm just, guessing from things that I see with friends and stuff. So Yeah. Um, Maybe it is. I I had a really friend of mine who was like thug. Like he thought he was awesome and like had a nice car and everything, and he would roll around like he was the only person that mattered in this world. And I'll never forget he got pulled over and started crying and made up a huge story about somebody had flashed a gun at him, and that's why he had to drive fast. And oh my gosh, it was oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. But that was interesting. Um, so yeah. Mm, I don't even want to read some of these comments. You can tell when I go live at 10:04 for teachers. It's like after 8:30, it's wild time. You guys are get crazy. I can't even read half of them. Yeah, there is okay. I can't even contemplate what you said. The pay gap is because of maternity leave and because women don't want to work their whole lives while men plan to work their whole lives. Any thoughts? I don't think that's right. I don't know. I mean, again, so here's the thing. Even if it sounds bad, I will not agree or disagree with it until I see some statistics. I'm a statistical person. So if statistics say that women are less likely to work their whole lives, and statistics say that CEOs feel that this is the reason they pay. I don't know. I might look at statistics. Again, that doesn't mean that I think one way or another. I like numbers. I don't like speculation. I'm a very give me the numbers and let's talk it over, even if it's bad. Oh yeah, he did get off for crying. He got let off. The cop didn't give him a ticket. But if something sounds bad and it's an unpopular opinion, it doesn't mean it's wrong. I want to see the statistics first. That's all I'm saying. I'm a weird guy when it comes to that. I just want to see back some figures. So, New Mexico, nice. Oh no. That's the funniest thing I've ever read. I'm gonna put it up. I was pulled over. Officer asked for registration. I accidentally gave him a warning I had received from another cop. That's hysterical to me. He just shook his head. I would let you off if I was the cop, just because I would feel so sorry for you doing that. I think that's hysterical. Yeah, many teachers do go into comedy, by the way, Trisha. They definitely do. And it just has to, it's just because we have experience speaking in front of people, analytical minds, different ways of looking at things, creative thought. And it's very a good fit for teachers. A lot of teachers, I say a lot of teachers really would do well in comedy, but luckily they don't make that leap because I don't need competition. Like Jay's out here trying to compete. 13 out of 7 hate math. I'm not going to post that, Anna, but just because I don't know, that's something pretty personal. But I do want to say that I'm sorry. That's not a fun thing for anybody to have. I'm especially in that particular situation. So, my heart feels for you. There's a lot of teachers that are in comedy. There's just not this. The interesting thing is that some teachers do comedy as a result of getting famous for videos and things like that. So I see some of that. There's other people like myself, Joe Dombrowski, I think Casey Mack too, that did comedy before people started to notice our videos. And so we were kind of trying comedy already. And that works well. If you ever come to my live show, you'll be like, oh, he's a real stand-up comedian. He's not a guy that does videos. He's a guy who knows comedy. And and I'll stand up there for 30 minutes to an hour, whatever amount of time they give me, and just hit you with joke after joke after joke. And it's going to be real stand-up comedy. It's not, oh, this is a video, he's just reading lines. No, it's real stand-up. And that's the way I started out. So I started out doing stand-up and then went into this. Yeah, middle school teachers are comedians in self-defense. Absolutely. Okay. We're 40 minutes in. I do want to record a few podcasts. I got the Patreon podcast to record for the Crying in My Car peeps. By the way, this week we are releasing a new Patreon schedule. The people that are already Patreons are going to get much more benefits. The people that are not Patreons are going to have more of a reason to join. You get my videos in advance. You get tickets in advance to shows, things like that. So I'll post details about that this week, and you'll be able to see. And there's a cool little bonus too this week for joining that they already got, but you'll see if you join. But we'll talk about that later. Anyways, I'll tell you, you did stand up first, but found out you were better at math. At least you acknowledged it. Some people just continue to do stand up and then, ruin a few shows for the rest of us. No, I have not. Have I hit menopause? No, but I am sweating a little bit. I don't know if that's a thing. You were crying on the school bus today. So sorry, Dream Sequence. I hope you have a better day. Please read my comment. Yes, there you go, Spanx. I just read it. Oh, there's another comment too. That's a funny one. I'm going to post it only because that's really good, actually. My dad's a middle school teacher. When kids say, "What's up?" he says, "You don't know about that movie where the old man ties balloons to his house?" Took me a second, but I got it. And I would applaud that man if I saw that comment going down. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. And I've got, by the way, Sunday night, brand new teacher talk, lots of comedy coming your way. I got top 10 lists and a bunch of other things we're going to be talking about. And then 2 new videos next week. They're really different. So keeping on the different path. But thank you, Jay. I will probably be back over in Lakeland shortly for sure. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And don't forget Teacher Comedy Show. These are available, devincomedy.com for reply all stickers and keychains and all sorts of stuff. And thanks again for supporting and for listening to podcasts and all that stuff. You guys are awesome. And it is a good one. So have a good night. Thanks again. Thanks for the stars too. Appreciate it.